And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live in the land of the Buffaloes. You're going to hear a lot of bouncing basketballs and squeaking tennis shoes, and they're running drills. And it's the first week of Milligan basketball camp. We've got 2 more sessions coming up. We'll talk to Coach about that as we're here again on this Thursday, hanging with the land of the Buffaloes. We're going to be joined by our buddy Brendan Sweeney in just a second, the assistant athletic director. Countdown to Cyclone football. You see on the screen, 78 days, 4 hours, 21 minutes, and 49 seconds till we get it going with Cyclone football. Tomorrow we'll be at Food City. Let's get it cranked up here. Got lots to talk about. Brendan's here. He's chomping. He wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Okay. We can talk about Aaron Rodgers. We can talk about the Raiders. We can talk about college football playoff. Another wrinkle. So this is really getting to be interesting. Here's Martina McBride to kick it off the national anthem on the Tom Dillon Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets like light, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, yeah, and the home of the brave.
And back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Guest number 1, we got it going. Bouncing basketball, squeaky tennis shoes, we love it.
We sure do.
Oh, yeah? How many kids you got out of this week?
Oh, boy. I don't know the exact number, but it looks like well over 50. I would say it's close to 75.
Yeah, 75, right? This is the first week, too. He's got 2 more sessions.
Yeah.
He'll join us coming up here in a few minutes. These guys and girls are going through some stations with drills. It's a cool camp. I've had 2 daughters, 1 daughter, and 2 granddaughters come out here since I've been around. So I'm a huge proponent. You get paid for saying this, Tom? No, not in the least, no. All I want to do is come out and promote this great university, promote these kids. This is a great camp. There's other camps going on, too, the soccer camps this summer, so they can go to MilliganBuffs.com and MilliganBuffs.edu. Which one do I go to?
Yeah, MilliganBuffs.com/camps, actually. And you'll have a whole list of all the camps that we've got going on this summer.
And you said there's a biblical thing going on this week here on campus, too?
Oh, yes, Biblical Worldview Conference for high school students who are around here. They've been doing all kinds of activities, some, fun free time events. They've done some line dancing lessons up here in the gym during that conference. So they've been utilizing our sound system and microphones and stuff like that. And so I've been kind of a little bit involved, making sure they have what they need.
I am biased, but I think this is a really cool facility. You come in here, basketball, place is rocking, volleyball, even a volleyball game or match. It's loud in here. It's raucous. Kids get into it, student body. You guys did a couple of things there to start the basketball season, and some promotions, gave away TVs and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's rapidly becoming a place other teams don't want to come to.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. They opposing teams come in here and they just the thing is the place is so well put together, and that is, I think, mostly on Christian Pope and all the work he's done to
Absolutely.
really improve these facilities. And I think it's that, in addition to having our crowds at home games and teams coming in and knowing they're going to face a battle every time that they play here at Milligan.
Well, and something else you want to hear is they change the stations. They're moving the stations, going from station to station. They're working on dribbling over here, basketball, how to play defense, the basics you would learn, basic tenets of basketball. So when I went on the road with the bus, we'll do more next year, but went into the Tennessee West, a great place, treated me like with the red carpet, very kind, very gracious, how we were true and got there. But there wasn't very many people in the place. There was probably 50 or 60 people. You come to a ball game and see Lacey Fieldhouse, it's rocking.
Oh yeah, we routinely have 500 to 1,000 people in our stands for these games, and it's a really fun atmosphere, and we just continue to improve things too. Like this coming year, we're gonna have a new game day entertainment music system, so we'll have a little bit more in depth for like our timeout, entertainment stuff like that is going to be improved. So if you come out, you're definitely going to have a good time.
Well, we're going to be doing some more things too to help promote it on game day, particularly on Saturdays, basketball and the doubleheader. To me, it's not a cooler place to come watch a doubleheader hoops on a Saturday afternoon in the winter than see Lacey Fieldhouse, where we are broadcasting live. You see the backdrop here of the Milligan Buffaloes. So if folks missed the show yesterday, we won the Deward Walker Cup. It's been a really good athletic year for Milligan Sports. Give us an overview.
Yeah, Deward Walker All Sports Trophy is given to the school that ends up with the most points across all sports, men's and women's, across the school year. And so we, as an institution, end up with 406 points to take home the trophy. Reinhardt had won it the last 2 years. Milligan takes it back this year, so that's a huge thing for us as an institution and as a department. We obviously pride ourselves on our successes on the court, the field, on the bowling alley, on the course. So it's great to see us have that type of recognition from the conference.
Absolutely, and it's called respect. And then on top of that, I would think, you answer this better than I would think, but I would think it helped recruiting because you always say, hey, we're the champ of the conference, and we're doing it right at Milligan, and so I would think that gives us a leg up to a point over the competition because we're the champs.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge part of recruiting. If recruits see you're successful, that's half the battle right there. If you can show a recruit that you're successful, especially a high-end recruit, they're going to more than likely see that and say, okay, well, this is a place I can see myself being because I know you're going to compete. This isn't going to be a rebuild every year out here. So
they're kicking in little things, little cosmetic things that Christians come in and said, we need to upgrade our concession stand. We need to sell apparel over on game days, which they're going to do. There's other little things they're tweaking to make it, that much more fan-friendly, for lack of a better term, but that's what you got to do, and they're doing it. And so he is, he's a visionary. In fact, he's downstairs in meetings this morning. I'm not sure he's going to get up here with us because he is constantly pushing the envelope, pushing the needle, trying to make us better, and it's working. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You can walk in here and look at all these banners. Oh, there it's the 2021 NAIA Men's Cross Country National Champion, 2021 Women's Cross Country National Champion. Up here it's the 2023 Men's Cross Country National Champion. Then the banners, it rings Steve Lacey Fieldhouse, all the different sports.
Yeah, and we got a bunch more coming in the summer here. We had 11 national champs this year overall, and it's crazy. We're running out of space. I'm not sure how we're going to get them all up.
That's a half problem to have.
It is.
When you see the cherry picker coming down the incline here, see Lacey going, okay, we know what that's going to do. They're going to upgrade the banners, which is awesome. They're going to be doing it later on this summer before school starts back up. So, again, we always talk about a special student in Milligan. And you're looking for a special kid. It's a Christian university. We make no bones about it. We don't beat you over the head with the Bible, but there is and are expectations when you come here.
Oh yeah,
And you spell that out to the recruits too.
yeah, no, definitely. We're the main thing as an institution that Milligan is known for and really adheres to is having recruits that come in that really fit our mission. We're not just going out and trying to get the best athlete we can. We're trying to find the best athletes who also are Milligan kids, you know. Kids that want to come in here, really do great in the classroom, and also really grow in their faith over their time here, and spend their time on campus growing their faiths. And that's been a huge part of Milligan athletics as a whole, across all of our programs. All of our coaches put that type of, focus on finding the right kids that are going to be great fits for Milligan.
They just got to play knockout down there with the counselors, and they all had their own favorite groups all for them. Lightning's down there, by the way. Lena Lyon from Elizabeth is down there. She's a counselor this week. I'll see down there on the other end of the floor. So that's where we are. Obviously, you see the backdrop here at Milligan University, and so it's a special place. I have fallen in love with the people out here, and certainly the facilities and the programs. And as I said yesterday on the show, when you guys were there at Chick-fil-A, afford yourself about 5 or 10 minutes to come over and drive the campus at Milligan University at any time. Of course, traveling through today, all the flowers are in bloom. The dogwood, everything's bloomed out. Spring, when it first starts coming on, it's beautiful. In the fall, it kind of goes out things like a postcard. And even when it snows in the wintertime, the campus is beautiful when it snows too. So it is awesome. And as we also said, Coach Lane echoed this yesterday. When you graduate from Milligan University, that piece of paper is a door opener. It means something out there in the business world.
Yeah, it's people look at Milligan, the name Milligan University, particularly in this area, and they say, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They were trained the way that they should be, and most of the time, at Milligan, the academics are hard. It's not easy here to be a honor roll student. But we have so many of them still who really focus on their studies, and that's such a huge part of their college life.
Academic All-Americans in sports, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah. We've got this year at the NAIA level, Daktronics Scholar Athletes, which is a 3.25 GPA and up. We're up over 200 for the year.
Wow.
In that. So, that's crazy to have that many athletes cranking it out at that high a pace. And then for the College Sports Communicators Academic All-America program, Academic All-District honorees, at this point we've got 50 of them on this year. And then in All-America we have 3 at this point, and there could be more at the end of this year. Baseball still has to have theirs announced. Softball still has to have theirs announced. We've got at-large athletes, which is like our bowlers, our golfers. So those athletes as well have a chance to be Academic All-America.
That's awesome. We're here live with Milligan. Your bowling coach, when he named Coach of the Year?
Yeah, Michael Hall was named the men's coach of the year in the Southern States Athletic Conference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's huge. It's his first year with the program, Michael Hall.
Yeah.
He was hired by Brian Rickert to come in and really head up the men's team, and they had just an amazing year. They finished 3rd at the USBC National Championships, which is the first time that any Milligan program has ever even been in that tournament. So it's huge.
A lot of growth out here, folks, the land of the Buffaloes. The website, getting ready to crank it up, kind of redo it.
Yeah.
But the website is right now MilliganBuffs.com.
It will be, and it still will remain MilliganBuffs.com when we make the changes. But, right now, still in its current state. Obviously, putting a bunch of new award articles out there as Academic All-District people get announced, and All-Americans and award winners for things like that. So the news starting to die down a little bit with it being off season, but still awards coming out, so there will still be things happening.
It's awesome. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to switch gears. We're going to put him on. We're going to talk a little sports. college football playoffs, NFL, the mini camps out right now, the OTAs. Aaron Rodgers, Women's College World Series, controversial game last night. The Super Regionals in baseball start this weekend. Does Tennessee have enough in the gas tank to knock off Arkansas and Fayetteville? So I'm going to get his NBA final start tonight. National Hockey League last night. Edmonton gets that first W, so best of 7. So lots to talk about. We're going to put him to the test next year on the road. We're at Milligan University with show number 2302 on the Tom Davis Sports Show.
Very simple. It happens every day. Tell us how we can do it.
Yeah, all you got to do is give us a call. We brought 2 yesterday, actually, but you just give us your name and your birthday and tell us where your prescriptions are at right now, and we'll call that pharmacy, get everything brought over. A lot of times people are nervous about moving because they're afraid something doesn't have refills or something can't be transferred. And when that's the case, we'll call those doctors, get you new prescriptions, and take care of everything, really. It's like the people, one of them we had transferred yesterday, said they'd been trying for about 3 days to get medicine refilled and just wasn't happening, and was frustrated and asked if we could do better, and called, got everything transferred. Took maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and we had to call the doctor on one, which waiting on doctors can sometimes be a little time consuming, but they got that called in, and by the afternoon we had everything ready for her.
There you go, folks.
So,
it's just that easy. If you're not happy where you're getting your prescriptions filled, come to the Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number to call and talk to you about it is?
it's 423-542-2138.
There you go. One of our great sponsors right here of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Get your prescription changed to a mom-and-pop pharmacy that still cares about their people and still wants to give you 100% customer satisfaction. It's right here at Lingerfield Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. You're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it, because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations, or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Coach Shipley, how you doing, sir? He's down in Middle Tennessee. Love Coach Shipley. He's coach at Dobbins Minute. Faithful fan of the show. Thank you. We're on show number 2302, and we appreciate that very much. All right, so here we go. Ryan Day, head football coach at Ohio State, says, you know, we've talked about this all week on the show. There is a growing dissent, if you will, twixt the SEC and the Big Ten over the college football playoff model that's got to be approved December the 1st. Is it the 4-4-2-2-1 or the 5+11? Now, Ryan Day, head football coach of Ohio State Buckeyes, so the defending national champions, says future models should include at least 4 automatic qualifying spots for the expanded Big Ten. So they're all about the 4-4-2-2-1. The SEC suddenly has gone, we want the 5+11. 5 automatic bids from the conference champs. Then you get the committee sits down and picks the 11. All right. Florida AD says we can't have guys in a room in the committee picking teams. It's got to be based on merit more than committee members in a room. And we'll get your take with us in a second. So 5+11 or 4-4-2-2-1. So Ohio State's coach says, no, 4 automatic qualifiers to the Big Ten. We've earned it. What do you say, sir? Number one, what's your take on the whole college football playoff system? Let me start. You stay with 12. You okay going 16?
Yeah, I'm okay with 16 if that's what makes the most sense. I mean, it does make the most sense because it makes the most money. So, 16 teams makes sense. I think it needs to be. I think out of those two models, 5-11 is the way to go because I just don't feel like. I don't feel like you can just say before a season starts, okay, it's going to be 4 Big Tens and 4 SECs. What happens if Big Ten has a down year where they have their 4th team that finishes, like 2 games over 500, and you're like, oh well, shoot, what are we going to do? Everybody beat each other up in the Big Ten this year. They're all 9-3 or whatever in the middle.
You're making a great point. We're making an assumption.
Right, it's an assumption ahead of time, and that's not the way that. I just don't think that's the best way, most equitable way to choose your teams who are going to be in that tournament. So I just feel like 5-11 makes more sense than the 4-4-2-2-1. I still generally myself feel like just finding the best 16 teams is the best way to do it. There doesn't need to be a format, in my opinion. I just think just see them straight based on the committee that you guys come up with. Try to be as unbiased as possible. Don't have people in that room that really fit with that team. I think what the best way to do it would be is to find people who are, in charge of teams who are not in the playoff and don't have a chance of being in the playoff, to be in that committee, who can come together and say, okay, these are unequivocally the best 16 teams. Let's seed them that way. The thing is, the conferences aren't going to like that because they're not going to have assurances their teams will be in. So that's the thing. But the fairest way to do it, in my mind, is have a completely unaffiliated group of people in that room choosing those teams.
That has no chance of getting into the playoffs. And they're saying,
exactly.
we're doing what's best for college football,
Exactly.
not the good old boy network.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Now, then you get down, okay, who do you pick? So, I mean, you get a traditional annual bottom feeder that never won't get in the playoffs. I'm going to pick a team. Let's pick, I don't know, who would that be in the SEC? Last year it would have been who? Who was I guess it would have been
Mississippi State was probably last.
Yeah, so you go get Mississippi State AD or the coach or the AD, I guess. All right, you're on the committee this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a rotator, but the 5 will be the 5 are SEC, Big 10, ACC, Big 12.
And then you pick one
Pick one
from
out
the
of
group of everybody else, the 6
Yeah.
other conferences.
And then you get those other 11 based on the committee picking. So
Yep.
who gets a bye on the 5-11 format? Who gets a first-round bye, or does anybody get a first-round bye?
Well, I think I would like it to be just straight C where there's no buys.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. It's just 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15. You do it that way.
And maybe your advantage, the one advantage you get, you'd be at home because you're the higher seeded team, so you can pick it that way. So,
Yep.
and but it's interesting because all of a sudden the Big Ten and SEC that were buddy aren't buddy now,
Yeah.
and so. But at the end of the day, and I've said this, and everybody knows this, it's not like this is rocket science, but it will be what they want it to be because they're
Yeah.
driving the bus.
Yeah,
The Big Ten and SEC.
It's probably going to end up being the 4-4-2-2-1. And I just think that's because everyone who's involved sees, okay, these are the biggest schools, SEC, Big Ten. We want them in for the money.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it's going to end up. I don't think it should end up that way, but you know what? That's not my call.
Yeah.
So.
But the money's going to drive the bus,
Yeah.
and that's old news. We know that.
Yeah.
We're live here at Milligan University, the basketball camp. They got 2 more sections coming over the month of July. If you're interested, go to MilliganBus.com and hit the camp tab. Scroll down, and there you'll see basketball camps. You register right online, guys and girls. It's age appropriate. These kids I'm watching here, they all look like here in the middle of the courts, probably. What, 4th, 5th graders maybe?
Yeah,
I'm not
probably
sure.
so.
I'm
I would
not
say
real good.
probably 4th, 5th.
And the ladies are hanging right with the guys, and so the ladies, there's a driving lap, and she scores on her opponent, her female opponent. So cool stuff. And there's the thing about the Milligan camp is you always see a lot of grins. Kids are having a blast, and so you have a canteen. They stop and feed them, and they go up to the dorm, up where the actual students.
Yep.
what's it, Sutton Hall?
Sutton, yep.
Sutton Hall. So they go up there and eat, go down the line, just like
Cafeteria?
a cafeteria style food. Get what you want. Kids love that.
Oh, yeah.
We get to eat with Big B weed. And then, of course, in the afternoon, it stops at 4. And then you have from 4 till 5, you have free time. Either to your folks come get you. You can go downstairs and swim, or you can stay up here and just shoot, whatever you want to do. So it's everybody gets a T-shirt, everybody gets a basketball. Every camper gets a basketball and a T-shirt. So cool stuff. And again, go to Milligan, Lucy at MilliganBuffs.com, and hit the camp tab and scroll down and get registered for the 2 other camp sessions coming up in July. Coach Robinson will be here in a little while to talk about this. So college football, it's around the corner. They got to come up with a format by December the 1st, which is a long way away. But and they're going to meet again next week over in Asheville, not that far away, and they're going to sit down and try all the SEC, all the commissioners are going to try and sit down and hammer this thing out again. So
Yeah, they got some work to do, but
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I feel like it is going to end up in that 4-4-2-2-1 format because that's just where the money's at.
yeah, that's what they want.
Yep.
At least one of them does. See, Big Ten wants the 4-4. Four automatics out of the Big Ten, 4 automatics out of the SEC, 2 of the Big 12, 2 of the ACC, and 1 out of that pool of 4. You get 1 in the mid-major conference and 3 at-larges and throw them in the hat, and somebody's got to sit down and go, okay, this one's in, these 3 aren't in. So, and we see this March Madness. You can pick 82 teams, and the 83rd teams will be mad. So somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Right.
That's the way it is, because not everybody can play. So, NBA All-Star Game. Apparently not doing what Adam Silver wants to do, so he's going to tweak it. Next year it's going to be the NBA All-Stars against the World All-Stars. So,
Yeah.
which in theory sounds good, except when they do that, like in the Olympics, a lot of the guys in the NBA go back and play for their countries. So, what decides whether you will stay and play? Let's take Jokic. Whether he was from Croatia?
Yeah, Serbia.
Serbia. So, he going to play for the World All-Stars, he going to play for the NBA so
Right.
how do you determine you're going to be USA, you're going to be your
Yeah,
home
so
country?
it'll be. They've done this once before, back
Yeah.
in the I think mid 2010s, if I'm not mistaken. And the way they did it was basically if you're a player that is from a country that's not the USA, you play for the World All Stars, and then if you're an All Star who's from the USA, you play on the USA All Stars, the NBA All Stars. So that's basically how it's going to work. And it didn't have great ratings the first time they did it. But we'll see. We'll see if they can drum some ratings up. All-star competitions across all sports nowadays, I mean, there's just not a lot going on with any of them. And I think the NFL did a fairly decent job when they moved kind of toward the skills challenge format a little bit with the skills challenges. Not the flag game, not necessary. Like, those sort of things are not. The thing is, like football, you just can't play a game with tackle football.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way to do that. Putting the players at risk, you don't want to do that. So I get it on that side. But the NBA, I mean, no one plays defense. It's just chucking up threes,
Amen.
open alley-oop, dunks, like things like that. It's just, for an actual basketball fan, it's not interesting. For a person who's just there to watch cool stuff happen, maybe they have interest in watching it. But there's just, I feel like nowadays, all-star competitions, there's nothing to them.
I would go on record and say that in some cases, these kids out here are playing more strategic basketball than the NBA. Because, I mean, they just go down and shoot it.
Yeah.
And, and London and I were watching tonight, so now watch this. They go down, and whoever's got the balls will shoot the ball. They may set one screen, maybe, or they just clear it out and let them go one-on-one, and I'm thinking, that's why I like women's basketball. At least they set play, they run plays.
Yeah.
They set picks and screens, and, it looks like they're trying to do some sort of fundamental basketball. But
Yeah.
NBA, to me, is a street ball. So,
Yep.
and I think folks pick up on that. I just think it's when you're tweaking all the time, they're doing it every year, it seems like, tells me that they're struggling and others struggling, so now we're going to add a new caveat there. We're going to put us against the world. Okay, so
Yeah.
the only one that looks like it consistently can hold its own in the All-Star arena is the baseball All-Star game.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think the baseball All-Star game, it definitely is the most of all the sports, like the most realistic. Hockey's kind of fun sometimes too when they put it in separate teams. The way they've done it, they've done like 3 different teams worth of players, where they play round robin tournaments sort of thing. That's kind of cool. And they give 100% effort when they're playing, so that's nice. But it's just hard to, in certain sports, it's hard to get them to play with the same amount of effort they would in a regular game.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight, Oklahoma City and the Indiana Pacers. A, do you care? And B, who's going to win?
I don't really care a whole lot, but
Bing.
I think, obviously these are 2 small markets that have teams in the finals. I think it's going to be a ratings nightmare for the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be good at all for them, but I do think that I kind of like the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton little kind of matchup they've got. 2 pretty, up-and-coming star players. Obviously, the MVP, SGA being the MVP this year. So at least that brings a little intrigue. But I don't see, here in the United States, it's going to get very poor ratings.
I think you're right. So, because I've asked people the last couple of days, I said, NBA comes up Thursday night, you care? No. Okay. So, going to watch it? No. Okay. I've asked several. They're ready for college football, or they're watching Major League Baseball, which brings up to another point. We got all kinds of little tidbits I'm hitting him with. At some point, that's good to do his job, but, of course, I love when he's willing to come out here and be on the show. So, Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred acknowledged yesterday he intends to submit a proposal to the league's competition committee in the offseason that will implement the automated ball strike challenge system ahead of opening day next year. It's going to go into play. The automated ball strike challenge system will go into play next year in Major League Baseball. What is that all about, sir?
Well, I think, in all honesty, ABS, it's all been brought on because our TV broadcasts have all put that box on the screen. And
We're all
they've
umpires
shown,
now.
Yeah, and they've shown where the pitches are ending up.
Yeah.
And they're seeing, that ball's off the plate and called it a strike.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate for the umpires,
Yep.
I feel, that has happened. And so that's the only reason that ABS is even talked about now. Because back in the day, before they had those things on the screen, people are not complaining about calls in the same way they are nowadays, where, hey, we need to swap this out and put an automated ball strike system in there, so that players can challenge when a pitch misses the zone or doesn't miss the zone. So I just think, there is the human error side of things in baseball, which has always been part of the game. And so now what's going to happen is it's going to be taken out of the game. And that I think is the one piece that's just a little bit questionable in my mind, is that are we making it too perfect, or trying to make it too perfect, that we lose a lot of what the game was in the past.
Yeah, because only one walk this earth perfect, ain't me and you. So we're trying to perfect a game that has imperfections, as all games and all sports do. But, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Putting that box on the screens made us all armchair umpires.
Yeah.
Put them in a fishbowl.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Umpires, over time, they've been put in such a tough spot. And, that's not to say so many of those umpires are amazing at their jobs. I would just say, I've stood behind the plate to umpire games a few times, and it is not hard, or it is not easy, to be able to tell where a pitch crosses the plate as opposed to where it's caught, and call it a strike or a ball based on that. Like, that is not an easy thing to do. These guys, a lot of them, are doing it with 97, 98% efficiency. Like, that is really good. It is really difficult to do that. And so if this challenge system, supplements that, and we've got perfect umpiring across the board, I guess cool. That's a good thing. But at the same time, what you're doing is you're making it so that these umpires are now doubting themselves, and it might be tougher for them to be as good as they've been in the past.
A couple of years ago, I had Will Little on, who's from John City, who is a big league umpire. And he said after the game, I don't know if it's changed at that point, That was right after COVID, right before COVID. I can't remember when it was now, but he came on and talked about it right after the game. They go in, and particularly if you're a home plate umpire, they have 12. Major League Baseball's got 12 different cameras on them during the game, catching the angles of the pitch to make sure. I mean, and after the game, before they leave the stadium, they sit down, at least at that point, they sit down their critique right there on the spot. Okay, you missed this one, missed that one, and so they're constantly in the fishbowl. So you take that, it's already a lot of pressure and stress. You take the fact you're out there with a bunch of grown men playing baseball that sometimes can be divas. You got that going.
Yeah.
You got the crowd, and then on top of all that, you now have you sitting at home going, well, he don't know what he's talking about. Look right there, that's a ball. That's outside that box.
Right.
So all of a sudden, we're experts sitting at home in our easy chair eating Phil's Dream Pit. So there you go.
Exactly. We all like to think we're experts in
Amen.
everything. You know?
Amen.
From the outside looking in all the time, we always feel like we are experts. But unless you've done it in person,
Yeah.
you don't know how hard it really is.
Same with basketball officiating. I did it one year. So now, do I disagree with some of the calls? Yep. But if I'll say it on the air, I'll say, I think you missed that one, but I'm over here and he's over there, and I'm not wearing stripes. So I appreciate what they do. It's a whole lot easier to sit over here and go, he missed that one. Particularly on a fast break. Toughest call in basketball, they told me, and I guess it's still always true, is it a charge or is it a block? You're driving on the point down the floor, and I said, they always said, you watch the defensive guy. If he's set, it's a charge. If he's moving just a milli-inch, then it's a block.
Yep.
And so, and in the heat of a game, even at the speed these kids are playing, here at Milligan, the basketball cap, it's not easy to do. So it's real easy to set back up here, and that's why they're having a hard time finding officials, because they're getting hammered all the time with the fans and, crazy stuff you read all the time about being accosted and being threatened and all this craziness. So it's easy to be an umpire sitting at home watching on TV in that little square, but it's a whole lot different. Plus, if you're a home plate umpire, you're looking over the catcher's shoulder. So it ain't like, you and I are watching at home. We see it come from the pitcher's hand.
Right.
I'm watching over top of the shoulder of the catcher.
Oh, yeah. And, I think the hardest part of it is being able to differentiate where it crosses the front of the plate. Because,
Exactly.
that's where all that matters, really.
Yeah.
You're looking at the pitch, and you see where the catcher catches it, and that can sometimes influence you. But if you really focus on that front of the plate and see where it crosses in conjunction with the batter's body, that's what you're looking for as an umpire, and that's hard to do. Especially with all these different pitches, got different
Split
spin,
second.
got different run on them, tail the other directions.
Mhm.
It's just so difficult.
Yeah. So we appreciate what you do. Rob Manfred said, okay, we're going to make it a little tougher for the umpires with this ABS system that's going to go into place next year in Major League Baseball is what we're talking about. All right, a couple more things. I know he's got to get back at it. We've got Coach Robinson due to be up here. He is coming in. He says he's going to come be with us, Coach Rob. So, who's heading up this camp, the Milligan basketball camps, where we are here on this Thursday. Tomorrow will be at Food City. So, the Women's College World Series. A little controversy last night. Texas Tech, Oklahoma. I'm sorry, Texas and Texas. And so I'm used to saying Oklahoma. Texas Tech and Texas, and so the Lady Longhorns win it, but it was not without controversy.
No, well, I don't know why it needs to be controversial. I mean, what just happened was they did not make the pitch they needed to make there on the intentional walk. And that's as simple as it gets to me.
Yeah.
But, obviously, I think the controversy is in that, in baseball, you can just put them on. You don't have to throw the pitches. In softball, you have to throw the pitches.
Yeah.
That, I think, is where your controversy is. It's like, okay, well, if one of our sports you don't have to throw the pitches, why do we have to throw in the other one?
Yeah.
I think if a team's trying to put somebody on, at this point, since they've already, set the standard that in baseball you can just put them on base, there's no reason for them to have to throw them in softball.
Yeah. He's referencing intentional walk. In baseball, we say, I'm going to walk him. And you drop the bat and go to first. It's an IW in the book, intentional walk. In softball, you got to throw 4 pitches. And there has been cases where he got too close. And old Brendan said, by golly, I'm going to take a hack at it. And he does. On what should have been a pitch out of the strike zone, and they got away from the pitcher and threw it right where you could put that switch pedal to the bat and you jacked it. So
Yeah.
that has happened.
Oh, it has 100% happened, and it even happened back in the day in baseball. You used to have to throw the 4, and it's even happened in Major League Baseball before, where you've missed on one of the pitches and it's hittable for a really good hitter. Miguel Cabrera one time was being intentionally walked, and he ended up hitting a RBI double to right center field because the pitch was just too close to the plate out there. So like it was a part of baseball back then. They changed that rule to make it so you could just put them on, which I think is the right way to do it. And I think it should be the case in softball.
We're here at Miller University basketball camp. Last thing, the Super Regionals cranking up on Friday again in college baseball. A lot of excitement, of course. None more exciting than what we're about to see from the Tennessee Volunteers, the defending national champs, taking on the number 3, the highest seed still playing, the Arkansas Razorbacks in Fayetteville, where they lost 2 out of 3 back in May, the last series of the regular season. Tennessee lost. So that's one of 8 games. Miami at Louisville, number 9 Florida State, number 8 Oregon State, which should be a dandy. North Carolina, 5th-ranked Tar Heels hosting Arizona. Number 4 Auburn home to the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. As I said earlier in the week, there's something about Coastal Carolina. I got a funny feeling it could be the Cinderella story. We'll see. Texas San Antonio, number 15 UCLA. Murray State at Duke has the coach at Murray State has local ties with our coach here in Milligan. Right?
Yeah, so Skylar Barnett actually used to work kind of alongside him in recruiting because Skylar was at Walters State, and Coach Dan Skirka was at Carson Newman. So that connection happened quite often, and they are very close. So pretty cool that they've got that connection.
And then the Cinderella team, too, for sure, because they knock off Ole Miss to even get there. They're playing at Duke this weekend. West Virginia, the Mountaineers, with number 6 LSU. Being a Marshall guy, I'm supposed to be kind of excited about the Mountaineers. A smidge, a little bit, because that's the home state, but I bleed green. That's my alma mater. So, anyway, the Mountaineers are playing at number 6 LSU. Number 14 Tennessee at number 3 Arkansas. Who do you like out of all these? Let's start with Tennessee. Can they do it?
Oh boy, I think if they can win Game 1, if Tennessee can win Game 1, I think they have a shot. I think if they lose Game 1, they're toast. Because Arkansas, I think, has a deeper starting pitching staff. I don't necessarily think their bullpen's as deep. I think Tennessee and Arkansas have very similar bullpens, but I think their starting rotation, I think if you look at Arkansas, they just have the 3 really good starters. Tennessee kind of has 2, and then they've got a third that is kind of a question mark at times. So I think if they can win Game 1, and Tennessee can, they'll have a shot to take that second game as well.
So Arkansas's advantage is they got better frontline pitching.
I think so, yes, in totality. But I think Doyle, obviously, is a better number 1 than Arkansas number 1. But I think then after that, Arkansas may hold the advantage in the other 2 starters.
The one advantage for Tennessee is that they're not playing until Saturday.
Right.
Arkansas already had won, so they've been rested. So Tennessee gets that extra day because part of the bracket starts Friday, tomorrow.
Yep.
And the other part of the bracket starts on Saturday. And so Tennessee and Arkansas won't start until Saturday. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that gives your pitching, gives everybody an extra day's rest. I don't know. Is that a good thing? If you're Tony Vitello, you want to turn around and go ahead and play? You want that extra day? I mean, how do you look at that?
I think you need the rest. If you're playing a team like Arkansas, the number 3 ranked team in the nation, you want all your pitchers as fresh as they possibly can be.
I agree.
And that is the best way to do that is get that extra day of rest. College baseball is so predicated on having deep pitching, and so if you have all your pitchers available, you have the best shot to win. So I agree 100%. I think having that extra day is great.
So you're exactly right. In college baseball, hitting's one. Well, it's almost like Major League Baseball. Good pitching will stop good hitting all the time.
Yeah.
Teams that win championships are the teams that have the best pitching. At the end of the day, I mean, you can go back and look. The Dodgers last year, everything. For all they talk about the offense, what was the difference was the Dodger pitchers silenced the Yankee batters.
Yeah, 100%. That's always been the case in baseball. If you have a great pitcher, that 100% beats great hitting because if the pitcher's got great stuff, no hitter's going to hit it.
There you got it. So who do you think's gonna win the whole thing? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh,
Who will
the
be
whole
our
thing. Oh,
maybe
man.
let's put your final two. Who's gonna be the
My
championship?
final two. Oh man. I think LSU. I like LSU the way they played. I think I'd pick them, and then I'd pick. I may pick Coastal because I actually think they're a national seed. They're the what were they? 13, I think, seed because they hosted their regional, and they're playing really good baseball.
Oh, yeah.
The thing with Coastal Carolina is that they're always, ever since they won the World Series that one year, back in 2016, I
16 or
believe.
17, yeah.
Ever since they won that World Series, they have been competitive every single year, always in the regionals. And I think they're back to the level of the same competitiveness that they were that one year they won the World Series this year. They've got the same type of hitting that they had that year, just pesky hitters, guys that are really tough to get out, even for the best pitchers in the nation. And I just think they've got a shot to get there.
You know what a Chanticleer is?
Yeah, it's a rooster.
It's a rooster. Yeah, you're right. I did it one day for trivia and nobody knew what it was.
Biggest rooster statue in the world is on their campus.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. The Chanticleers is what their nickname is. It's a rooster. The Coastal Carolina from Conway, South Carolina. I'm right there with you. They're a dark horse to me. And you got all these other great teams out there, but something tells me, and I have nothing to base it on except the gut feeling that Coastal Carolina may be right there when it's all said and done. Put the rest of them in them, I guess. If Arkansas gets by Tennessee, I think they got a legitimate shot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think I've watched some of Auburn. I think they may surprise some people too.
Yeah.
So Florida State and Oregon State will probably beat up on each other 9 versus 8. So I don't know if we'll have anything left after those two get done playing each other. But anyway, it all starts tomorrow. The Super Regionals of college baseball. They got a break here at the Milligan basketball camp, and so all the kids are at half court. It looks like there's probably 60, 70 kids here today. Tomorrow's the last day. It's half day. It's the Buff Olympics tomorrow, which is really cool. There are 2 more sessions, and so Coach Robinson, we're going to go get him and have him be on the show. There's 2 more sessions coming up in July. So if you want your young person, guy or girl, to be here in camp, again, a camp that's age appropriate. There's probably, I don't know how many girls out here. There's probably half a dozen, if not more. There's more than that. It's probably 2 dozen girls out here having a big time, so which I think is awesome. So, can you put a value on Caitlin Clark? I mean, can you? I'm gonna hit you with this and I'm gonna let you go. I keep saying that, but I didn't hear the whole show. But he's got other things he's got to do. But how in the world, if Brendan Sweeney is this hot rod basketball player, comes into our league, helps me get a pay raise, helps me get on national television virtually every night. We're talking about him all the time now, the WNBA. Why in the name of the good Lord would I get in and go anywhere and run you down? Because I'm thinking, just shut up, Tom. He's making you money. And you are. And she is. I mean, she has taken the game up from they had a sellout crowd out there in Iowa. Of course, that's where she's from, that preseason exhibition game. Until she got hurt, every place her team went, they were selling out.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And they're all waiting for her to come back. And even her teammates said, wow, we didn't realize how important she was. She's not playing with us now because there's not a buzz in the arenas like there normally is. So Caitlin Clark has revolutionized, I don't know about the X's and O's about the game. Well, she's pretty all-time leading scorer, but from a marketing standpoint, there is nobody that's a brighter star anywhere, I don't think, in sports than Caitlin Clark right now.
No. That's certainly the face of the league.
Oh, absolutely.
And like, you look at her and she just can do things that no one else can, and she has done things that no one else can in her short time in the WNBA so far. And I don't really see that changing at any time during her career. I think it's going to be the same her entire time in the league. Similar to how LeBron James came into the league, I think it's even heightened beyond that.
I love how she handles herself because she's in a fishbowl every night, off the court with the interviews, on the court. She's got a target on her back. I'm thinking, these girls that are giving her a hard time, Angel Reese being one of them, and there's others too. But I'm thinking, girls, shh, just be quiet, because she has not kicked you guys up a notch big time.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time we were sitting doing a show talking about the WNBA? Until Caitlin Clark came on the
Yeah,
scene.
no, I don't think ever before that. I mean, the league is really seeing the positives from it too. The revenues are raising big time in the W compared to previous years where they basically were being just subsidized by the NBA. That's not the case now with Caitlin Clark. The number of fans they're getting at the Indiana Fever games, Dallas Wings games with Paige Beckers too, like. This new age of player, led by Caitlin Clark, I think is building interest in the league.
Not only that, but women's sports in general. We now have a flag football league endorsed by the National Football League. We now have the AUSL, the new women's softball team is going to be funded and underwritten by Major League Baseball. So they understand that female sports, as it should be, is on the rise. They have every right to be out there doing what they're doing. So. And I think in large part, they looked around and said, you know what, this WNBA thing with Caitlin Clark and everything went on with college basketball, now we're into the WNBA. And, look, UConn has had a bunch of great individual stars down through the years, no question, Taurasi and Sue Bird, all those ladies. Tennessee's had Candace Park. I mean, you can go up and down the list. Cheryl Miller at Southern Cal. I'm going to leave some people out. But from a marquee standpoint, a star power, there is none bigger than Caitlin Clark. Is she as good as the other players were? I don't know. But from a marketing standpoint, ain't nobody as star-powered as Caitlin Clark. So if I'm a female, just shut up and enjoy the ride is what I would say.
I almost I kind of liken it to the type of impact that Steph Curry had on the NBA when he came in and started shooting from all over the court.
Yep.
You kind of liken it to that. I think Caitlin Clark's is even on a much higher level than that in comparison to their league specifically.
I'd even go back and put her up almost to the Bird Magic.
Yeah.
Because they revolutionized, they brought the NBA. I tell you, as crazy as he is, and he is at times, Charles Barkley, I sat down and listened to him one night talking about the impact those two guys had, even before Michael Jordan, was Bird and Magic. He said, those guys got me a pay raise, they got everybody a pay raise, they got us from tape delayed broadcast on TBS to live basketball. And the NBA at that point was tape delayed. Bird Magic come on the scene, all of a sudden it's front and center, and it's not looked back since, such as it is with the WNBA with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and all that rivalry. All that does is have me and you sitting there talking about it at Milligan on a Thursday, which we normally wouldn't be doing.
Yep.
So you're the best, man. I said we can talk for a few minutes. We've rocked it here for almost an hour, about 45 minutes of talking. Coach Robinson's over there. We'll get him on here coming up next.
Yeah.
And then we'll take a look at Major League Baseball and got some other sports to take a look at as well. We're here at the Milligan University basketball camp. MilliganBuffs.com. If anything you want to know about this basketball camp and also about athletics in general. The Deward Walker
All Sports Trophy.
All Sports Trophy winner. We've done it before. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was the 2022 21-22 year that we won it last.
Yeah.
So 2 years of not having it, and then now it's back.
Yeah. Go get him, sir.
You got it.
You're awesome. Thank you. He's the best. I could talk to that guy all day long. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll see what's going on with the Jewelers Bench on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We're live at the Milligan University basketball camp. We're talking to Sherry Holtzclaw, one of our great sponsors, the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. A lot of jewelry stores out there. Why the Jewelers Bench?
So everything is done in-house. Nothing gets sent out. We do ring sizing, necklace repairs, replace stones, shorten bracelets, necklaces. We repair silver jewelry. There's not a lot of jewelry stores that will repair silver jewelry. So we're one of the ones that do. Occasionally watches, we do some watch repair. Some of it we do have to send that out occasionally, but I'll let you know when I do, so it doesn't go out without you knowing about it.
Watch batteries. They replace a lot of watch batteries. Again,
every day.
Yes. John Holtzclaw is one of the few jewelry repair people in the area. There's not many of them left, so they do jewelry repair here. Remember that. They ship all over the country. The website is
jewelersbench10.com.
The hours you're open are?
Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and then Saturday, 9:30 to 2.
All right. And social media, where do we find you?
Facebook and Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-542-5600.
Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop store. Been here for a long time here in Elizabethton, serving not just Elizabethton, but the entire Tri-Cities and really anywhere in the country. The Jewelers Bench, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open?
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media?
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
That's
our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. He stopped by. I only got him for a minute or two because he's got youngins out here that he's coaching. And as I say every time I come here, Coach, you don't ever see any frowns. There's always kids grinning, having a big time, improving their game. I'm impressed with a lot of young ladies out here this session. That's
Yeah,
good.
we do have more. We have more girls at camp this year, and I'm actually sitting with 6 of them at lunch every day. We have a great time just sitting around the table and telling stories. But it's a good group of kids. We don't have as many high school kids this week because they're still with their teams, and there'll be a lot more of the older kids come to camps in July.
Yep. As we say, go to millionbus.com and hit the camp tab and go down. Of course, you can tell us the dates, but there's 2 more camp dates in July here at Steve Lacy Fieldhouse. And so those dates are what?
July 7th through 11 and July 21st through the 25th.
Yeah, so 2 more opportunities to bring your young person out here. As I said earlier before you got here, London, Sam, I think Cass is out here too. So I think I've had a daughter and 2 granddaughters come out of the camp. Huge proponent of what he does out here and how he does it, how he conducts the camp. It's a lot of fun. And so these kids get a chance to hone their skills, and you do it age appropriate, don't you?
We do. Ages 7 through 9 in one group, 10 through 12 in the next, and then 13 and older. So we want them to find success where they are. We don't want them to be overwhelmed. We don't want them to be bored. So we're trying to find that middle ground where they can just feel comfortable playing ball.
Of course, you were over there. We were talking about, Brent and I were talking about the star power of Caitlin Clark and how she has really got all these little girls. I think it's great, wanting to play basketball. And as I said earlier, I'm not throwing off from Rossi and Sue Bird and Cheryl Miller and go down to Liz Candace Parker, any of those girls, but for whatever reason, Caitlin Clark's got these young ladies' attentions across this country, and there's more and more girls getting involved in basketball.
Yeah,
I think it's
we had
great.
the Caitlin Clark shirt Tuesday.
Yeah.
One of the girls here work. I think the biggest star power, if you want to talk about the proof, When she got hurt and missed a game, the tickets went from $75 to $25.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are. She obviously attracts a crowd. And if I was, we actually were up in Chicago last week for Flynn Carlson's wedding on Sunday. Barb and I went to see the Cubs on Monday. We checked tickets to see if she was going to be home on Tuesday. I wanted to see her play. I'd love to see her play in person. So, what a phenomenal talent and a great person too.
As I said, I told Brenda how she handles the media, because she's in a fishbowl every day. She can hammer with questions, and she never misspeaks. She always maintains. You can tell she thinks before she speaks, and so. But yeah, even her teammates said, now we go to these arenas when she's not playing, it's like half full.
Yeah.
But when she's playing, the place is packed.
Yeah.
So. Translation is there's young ladies out here, and it looks like there's more. You said there's more, and that's great. And so that's a good thing. So you teach in this camp. I know you teach a defensive station. What are the stations?
Yeah, we've got 10 stations right now. Of course, one's a water station. We get a little break, but we do shooting, one-on-one moves, ball handling, passing, pick and roll station, which I never thought we'd have, but that's what the game is now. Defensive station, footwork station, rebounding, and then a fundamental station. So they get a little bit of everything, and obviously work on the whole realm of the game. And then we have shooting competitions and then games. Of course, they're going games right now, and half the group goes to the cafeteria where the other half plays, and then we flip-flop it. So, of course, the kids love the cafeteria. It's corn dog day, so they're excited about corn dogs today.
Gosh, I get excited about corn dogs up at the cafeteria. It's good stuff, and so this camp is available now. Back when mine came, the 4 to 5 o'clock hour, you could either go downstairs and swim, or you can stay up here and shoot and just play and work on your game. Your parents came and got you. Is that still the case?
It's still the case, yeah. The pool is it's right below our feet where we're sitting right now. So it's a great opportunity to throw the kids in there, get them all tired out, and send them home.
And there are lifeguards, by the way.
Yeah.
They're not in there on their own.
It's not our coaches.
No, it's certified lifeguards. It's very structured. This whole thing is structured. So, and if a kid gets hurt, there's folks here that can take care of your kid too. If he gets a strawberry or whatever happens playing basketball. So it's go to millingabus.com. Hit the camp tab and scroll down, and there they are. There's 2 more. Coach said 2 more sessions in July. So, got to pick your brain a little bit about the state of college basketball. Do you like where you're at right now? The NAI, it's different than the NCAA, but the transfer portal, the NIL, good or not good for college hoops?
I don't think it's good. I think it's out of control, and I think somebody's going to have to put some regulations on it. But it's affected us too. It's affected us in a very negative way. I think we. I think I told you before, we had 31 guys in the program, JV and varsity combined. We had graduation with people leaving for various reasons. We're down to 15 guys returning, including only 6 guys on varsity. So I want to build a program, and I tell our guys while we're recruiting them, I want you to be here not for 4 years. I want you to be here for a lifetime.
Yeah.
I want this to be your place. I want your kids to come here, your grandkids. I want them to come to camp, and I want this to be your home. And this whole 1 year and moving on to somewhere else, I just hate it.
Yeah. Well, we know it's been documented. Tom, the big guy, 7-footer, has left to go play for Coach Rick Pitino at St. John's, and so he's went there. I wish him well, but it's a big void in our program here at Milligan. But then the old adage, next man up. But I would think it makes your job a little bit tougher in that, okay, out of the blue, this guy leaves, and some other kids have graduated, moved on. So it's a continual revolving door, and you're really almost recruiting nonstop now.
It is, and you're recruiting your own kids too to make sure that they're happy here and do it. But they're not going to have control. We're still going to be the control of our coaching staff. But the thing that hurt with Tom was we had his 2 backups both graduated, so we lost all 3 of our post players in 1 year. That's hard to replace. So we actually had to go a little international. We found a kid from Bosnia that will take his spot. We found a kid from Serbia to take the backup spot. We're talking to another international kid. I made 3 calls on Sunday. They were all international calls. It's a great thing about WhatsApp. We can do a little ad for WhatsApp, but free calls to those international kids. But the world's just changed, and we've got to change along with it or we get left behind. But I really like the guys we have committed right now for next year. We need 2 more pieces, and we're close. We're close, but the goal is always to be done by camp, but we never are.
So I'm going to turn you loose and let you be the commissioner. You can make whatever changes you can make. You've been a coach how many years?
It's 34. This will be 35 next year.
So he knows what he's talking about. 35 years as a coach in college basketball. What do? I'm going to give you the checkbook, give you the choice. You fix how you need to fix this because the wheels are flying off the the college basketball, as far as I'm concerned. How do you fix it?
I mean, there's got to be regulations. There's got to be a salary cap if we're going to be serious about it. Or let's just make it pro. Let's stop calling it college, amateurs. Let's make it pro. But there's got to be some kind of cap. To hear that Cooper Flag got $28 million, I mean, you think about that. That's twice as much as what Carolina spent this coming year, combined. It's insane. So I think the transfer, you can transfer once unless your coach leaves. If you transfer a second, that third time, the third school, you need to sit out a year. It costs you a year of eligibility. Do something to make it really hurt. But talking about guys having 5 years, 6 years, the whole thing's gotten out of control, in my opinion.
So he made $28 million?
$28 million is what they just came out this week.
And a lot of that's guaranteed, so...
It's all guaranteed. That's just, there it is up front.
There it is. Yeah. So in all honesty, he doesn't have to take the first shot or play the first game. And he's set for life, $28 million. I read not too long ago where Dale Earnhardt Jr., all of his endorsements, because he's out of racing now, but back when he was racing, he was making enough money off Wrangler jeans, he endorsed it, that he has enough money in the kitty for not only his children, who he has now, he's married, has kids, but their kids are financially set because of the endorsements, and so this kid's getting $28 million. And so you put a salary cap. What would be a fair salary cap? You're talking about D1. You're talking about
D1, yeah.
What's the fair cap?
The thing that bothers me, I think, is that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. So I know 3 schools now that have closed.
Yeah.
And this perception that all college sports have all this money is not true. The top tier schools have a lot of money. But I actually heard a team in our league is going to have $100,000 NIL money for their baseball team next year. That's an AAC team. That's a team in our league. How does Milligan compete with that? They're not going to.
Wow.
So it's gotten completely out of control, in my opinion.
So it's coming down to the haves and have-nots.
It is.
And some can't do that, and some are closing. I know St. Andrews closed, Limestone closed.
And then, what was it, Campbellsville, Harrisburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they closed as well.
So 3 schools are just completely shut down. That means loss of payroll for all these people that work there in the schools. It's gone. So it's Trump has talked about getting involved, getting Washington involved, and setting up this commission. I don't know if that's the answer. I won't put Saban up there to kind of run things. Which, he's pro football, but we're talking across the board in all the sports. Then you got this settlement getting ready to come down, and she's delayed it again. The judge, it's $2.8 billion. She's finally come out and said it was 390,000 athletes is going to get a cut of $2.8 billion. I don't know how far that'll go, but now yesterday I had on the show, out of that 390, 118,000 have already filed for back pay claims. So where does that stop?
It won't. If one person gets paid for back pay, it's just going to open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to be able to go backwards on that one. So it's completely out of control, in my opinion.
As I said on the show Monday, you take the scenario, I played for XYZ school. I was married, got divorced, had kids. Mama says, I need to cut that action.
Yeah.
Or somebody's passed away, and they've got left kids, and all of a sudden they're going to go, he played or she played at XYZ school during this time frame, and his kids or her kids need to cut the money. Don't think it's not going to happen, because it's going to happen. So I don't know where that stops either, but it's tumbling out of control. But really, NAIA down on our level here, Milligan, it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than NCAA right now.
Yeah, I think our league and our level is going to end up being the purest form of what we thought college athletics was. You still have kids paying tuition. You still have kids going to class. That's a whole other issue. Let's not pretend that those Division I guys are even going to class anymore. They're not, and that's the reality of it. But if you want to go to college like the old way, old school, go to class, go to practice, get your degree, go get a job. The NAIA, I think, is the way to go.
There are kids you never hear anybody talking about major or grade point average. What are you majoring in? I mean, it never comes up. You're going to tell me some of these guys making big bucks every dark in the campus of a university? There's not a chance. I don't know that for a fact, but if I'm making X, Y millions of dollars, why would I go to class? There's no way, even with the degree I'm going to get, I can make the kind of money I'm making as an athlete. I wouldn't think. So why would I go to an 8 o'clock class on Monday morning when I'm laying there making millions, catching the ball, kicking the ball, or throwing the ball? Ain't going to happen. Show me your shirt. I like it. Where do we get that shirt at? I want to get one of those. I like
This is
those.
a team shirt, actually. I'm not sure we even have this anymore.
Oh,
We can,
well.
I'll find
I
it.
thought it was a bookstore shirt. I
No,
thought,
it's
well,
not.
give me one.
No, these are team issued.
Yeah.
That's why I like them.
They're awesome. So, tell me about the book. What's going on with the book right now? The book you wrote.
Yeah, I need 2 more sold for $500 on Amazon, so I'm at $498. But I've sold another 65 or 70, something like that, out of the office, out of the back of my car. But I'm looking for. We leave 2 weeks from tomorrow to go to Chapel Hill and take some books with me, and that's really where I think I'll sell more. I'd like to be able to get into some of the bookstores down there. And I'm just going to walk in and just say, my name is, and here's what I got, and can we do something? And I don't know if anybody will take me seriously or not, but it's at least worth a shot. But I'm excited about it. Excited to see some of my friends I interviewed for the book that I haven't seen since the book came out. So the book came out in August, so it wasn't available last summer for camp. So I'm more curious than anything to see how it goes down there, but it's been a great thing. Inside Carolina has asked to do a podcast with me the day before camp and then the day after camp to kind of talk about the book too. So it's coming together in a little ways, but it's already been exactly what I wanted it to be, and it doesn't need to be anymore.
So, for those out there who have no clue what we're talking about, tell them about the book. What's it all about?
It's Carolina Basketball School, the history, stories, and drills from Carolina Basketball Camp. Been working over 20 years down there and just had stories pop up about having Dean Smith in my gym or working with Tyler Hansborough or just being around Roy Williams and just all the different stories that have happened from camp down there. The whole premise is if you were come down to Carolina camp in 2 weeks and sit down and have lunch with me in Granville Towers cafeteria, these are the stories that you would hear. It's like sitting around the old campfire and people just telling stories, and that's what the book is meant to be. There's about 130 stories in there, and most of them are just real short, real blurbs, so it's, I think it's an easy read, and it's just my words, it's my voice, it's just me putting it out there the way we're talking right now. If I told you a story, it should sound exactly like that, so it's really easy to read. There's no pictures, but there's some diagrams, and self-published, so it's just something I put together myself, but I think it's the best I can do with what I got.
If you're a coach, there's actually drills in the book, too, isn't there?
At the end of each chapter, there's a drill. So it's a good shot. Somebody just missed everything. But, no, it's got a little drill at the end of each chapter, except for the last chapter when the book's just kind of done. But got a chapter on Roy Williams, chapter on Hubert Davis. I got a chapter just my stories, and chapter on Dean Smith. So all those little things. So it's just it's fun. I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories. Jesus was a storyteller. That's
Amen.
He told the parables, and really that's how he got people's attention and get people to understand exactly what he was talking about. So just trying to follow footsteps.
One more time, your 2 camp dates in July are?
July 7 through 11, July 21 through 25. Thanks, sir.
I know you're back running camp. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Head Coach Bill Robinson, Milligan men's basketball. We'll take a break. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball right after this time out. We're here at Milligan University on show number 2302. Tomorrow, 2303. Axel Stein keeps me in line. He says 2302, and he's right. There it is. We'll take a break. We'll come back and look at Major League Baseball. Got some big games coming up. Got some games today, games tonight. Obviously, on a Thursday, Major League Baseball. We'll do that right after this from our new sponsor, Weight Loss Success, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Our success is your success.
We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, and like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Baylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
And back with the Tom Baylor Sports Show, we are live at Milligan University for the basketball camp, of course, and we would encourage you to go to the website for the other two sessions in July, milliganbuffs.com on the camp tab, and scroll down and get your little person or persons registered to come out here and be in the camp. And so they'll be here in July. And two sessions in July. This one will end up tomorrow, finish up, whatever. There's your countdown, 78 days, 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 48 seconds and counting to Cyclone football. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball. Got some day games, several day games before they make the switch till the weekend series starting tomorrow night. Braves are hosting Arizona at 12:15, so that one's about 8 minutes underway. We'll keep you up to date on that score. Cardinals will host Kansas City later on this afternoon. Detroit at Chicago to battle the White Sox. Philadelphia at Toronto. Minnesota in the Athletics playing in Sacramento against the Athletics. Baltimore at Seattle. San Diego is at San Francisco. The Dodgers day game hosting the Mets. Houston night game, Houston and Pittsburgh. Cubs at Washington. Cleveland will battle the Yankees. Texas at Tampa Bay. And Kansas City in that second game of the doubleheader playing the Cardinals in St. Louis for doing a double dip. So that's what's going on there in Major League Baseball. Then you look at, NASCAR racing this weekend in Michigan. 9 different Cup Series drivers have won in 2025. 4 of the last 5 races won by drivers getting their first win of the season. So, man, I like that counter. It's cool looking. We're here at Milligan University with the basketball camp. Hello, Brenda. How you doing, lady? She is with Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Got my new recliner. I've had it for a couple of weeks. I love it. It's the second one I bought from them. Got one from upstairs, and I got one downstairs, and I love them. They are awesome. They got a great sale going on this weekend. Go to Facebook at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. We're due to be in there, I think, next week. I think I'm supposed to be there next week, one day, to broadcast live from Cannon's. We love being there. 12 races remain in the regular season. Only 12 left in NASCAR. We're down to 9 slots are covered up. Out of 16 have been filled. So you're down to 7 spots to get into the playoffs, which is what that's why they're there. That's what they're doing. So 4 of the 12 are on road courses, 2 are on the drafting tracks, and 2 on short track races, which would be one of those. Of course, the playoff race will be Bristol coming up in September. So you got 12 races left of the regular season. Alex Bowman struggling right now for Rick Hendrick Motorsports. Rick Hendrick, by the way, is the only team with at least one car finishing in the top 5 on all 14 races in 2025. Joe Gibbs drivers winning 5 of the last 7 stages of Michigan, but have not won a race in the last 14 races of Michigan, so they're struggling. So Kyle Larson, 3 wins in Michigan, are tied for the most at a cup track. For Kyle Larson, he's been very successful there. Denny Hamlin leads all active drivers in runner-up finishes. He's tied with Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott with 3 each. So that's some of the notes and some of the numbers, crunching those numbers heading to Michigan International Speedway this weekend. All right, you look at personal appearances today from 3 until 5, coming up here in about 3 hours or less at Food City in Bluffville. The Thunder Valley Nationals in town this weekend. And so you have Buddy Hall, Steve Johnson. Buddy Hall's a funny car driver. Steve Johnson, a pro stock motorcycle racer. And Daniel Wilkerson, a funny car driver, will be in person today at Food City in Bluffville, 3 o'clock from 3 till 6. I'm sorry, from 3 to 5, 2 hours. Autographs on the first come, first served basis. So if you want to see Buddy Hall, Hull, Steve Johnson, or Daniel Wilkerson, are going to be there today live in person at Food City in Bluffville as part of the Thunder Valley Nationals coming to town this weekend at Bristol Dragway. Tickets are on sale by going to bristoldragway.com. You the man in the house, Tony Wallingford, our great Milligan coach of golf. He joins us coming up next. We'll get him settled in, and we'll let you meet with him next year on the Tom Dillon Sports Show.
Talking to Mike Barnett, owner of Big John's Closeouts. A lot of places out there. Why should we trade at Big John's Closeouts?
Well, I think there's a number of reasons. Number one, we're your neighbors. We are right here in the community. We worship with you. We shop with you at other local establishments. The money that goes into payroll and everything else stays right here in this community. It goes to help them support their families. They spend it at the grocery store. They do all those things. We've got a lot of experience. I've been in this business for 48 years. Travis has been with me, and Danny and Jeff, and so many of my employees have been with me for numerous years. So, we probably, if you put everybody together, we probably got 200 years of experience, or close to it, here at Big John's and Elizabeth. And so you've got people that are personable, that are here and want to help you, that are part of your community. We support local nonprofits. We support our local schools, our local sports teams. We try to help the community. We've been very involved with a lot of the local groups that have come in with disaster relief, whether it's the Tennessee Baptist Disaster Relief Group, God's Warehouse up here, Good Samaritan Ministries. We've been trying to support them and help them and get them, extra discounts to where they can get people back in their homes as far as that nature. Plus, we feel like when you come in, we want to make, the experience a positive thing. We want to listen to what your questions are. We want to give you good advice on how to make the repairs, or what we recommend is the best product for you to to get. We don't want to just take your money and send you on down the road. We want to make sure when you leave, you're getting something that's going to do what you need it to do at a good price, and with good service, where you feel like, they appreciated me being there. They thanked me. They greeted me when I come in. That's important to us. We want to be connected. We have been here. I started in 1977 with Patty Lumber Company, but Big John's Closeout started in right at 1998. We moved up here in like 2004 in the old Patty building. I come back home from the Tractor Supply building, and we've been a part of this community. This is where I was born and raised, lived here all my life, and I want to continue to give back and give good service and be a part of it.
Amen. Hours are open?
We're here 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 4 on Saturday, and of course closed for the Lord's Day.
Phone number to call?
423-542-4755.
Be loyal, buy local, support Big John's Closeouts with hammer high prices, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Dillon Sports Show, and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports at Big John's Closeouts.
Back with the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Look who stopped by. The very successful golf coach at Milligan University, Coach Tony Wallingford. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hey, Tom. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, absolutely. Love promoting the land of the orange and black basketball camp going on here behind us. So We thought we'd come out here and hang out for a little while. Wendy Blackburn, well, you got to, I think that's a new name. Thanks for watching the show. We're on show number 2302. We hit 2300 on, it's been Tuesday at Port Travis Deli. So we're at 2302. We're off and running to 2400 shows. We got 98 to go, so 2302. Heck of a year in Milligan golf. Young lady and just a really good, successful golf season. Give us an overview of how it went.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the women's program. It was another great season for the gals, and wow, finished ranked 13th in the nation, which got us a bid into the national tournament. Went up to Ann Arbor, Michigan, played in the nationals. 30 teams there. We finished 10th.
Awesome.
So made a great showing there, and then we got the one gal, Kate Castle, Player of the Year in the conference, and finished 11th at the national tournament out of 162 golfers.
Wow.
So just an impressive year for her, and unfortunately, Tom, she's a senior.
Losing her. Yeah.
So, but wow, what a great career she had.
Finished 11th in the country.
At the national tournament, yeah. Again, 162 golfers and the best from all around, and just so solid, and played 72 holes, played 4 rounds of golf, and just really gonna miss her and a great career.
So, could we see her possibly on the weekend in the LPGA? Could she have that kind of talent to go to the next level?
Well, I don't know about that, but she's career-minded, and she's a major in social work, and heading into a career in the Nashville area with that.
But had a great year and a great career at Milligan University.
Oh, yeah, and had her sister was here with us as well. Sarah had a great year. And she was also a senior and graduated. And then a few years before that, their other sister, Meryl Castle, played for us. So for 7 years, we've had a Castle in this program.
And she's the last one coming through.
Yeah, Kate and Sarah, yeah.
Yep. We're here live again at the Milligan basketball camp. Talking to Coach Tony Wallingford, as you see on the screen, the Milligan men's and women's golf coach. So, what do we do now? We out hitting the recruiting trail?
Yeah, I got to get some more players. And when you're losing Kate and Sarah Castle on the women's side, you got some work to do, and our men's team as well. So, summertime's when you got to get it done for golf. There are all the junior events throughout the state and the region. You got to be out there and meeting players and seeing them play. Now's the time to evaluate and get your recruiting base established.
So you go to these tournaments, how does that work? They come through at a table, or you go stand around and talk to them? How do you actually meet the kids and meet the parents? How does that work?
Well, we're working on 2026 and 27 now. So we get the rosters for the different tournaments. We know their tee times, and we'll just kind of stay very stealth, kind of stay out of the way and watch them play.
Mm-hmm.
But as I mentioned, some of the good things about golf tournaments is following that group. There'll be mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, and so you get to meet the family as you're walking along watching as well.
We always talk about when you recruit Milligan, you're looking for that special Milligan student, because we are a Christian university. We don't apologize for that. So you're always looking for that kind of kid or player, over and above being good at golf and a good student, but also a good person, right?
Yeah, Tom. We got to have all three. Somebody that's comfortable in a Christian college environment. And academically, Milligan's pretty rigorous, so we got to have a decent student, and we like to win, so we've got to find a player that can get it done on the course too.
I know Brandon was here earlier, said they had over 200 kids in the academic All-Americans out of the athletic department. I mean, that's quite impressive, over 200 people in all the different sports. I mean, that speaks volumes, and you know this, being around here. When you graduate from Milligan, a piece of paper means something. It opens doors, doesn't it?
Well, you got to work for your degree here, and I think it does mean something in the region to have a degree from Milligan. And our kids are double duty. They're students, and we got them at the golf course for 3 or 4 hours a day as well.
So as Milligan was a success, as they reached a point where there's a target, it's like, okay, we go to a meeting and they go, there's Milligan, they're here.
Well, I think,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of teams knowing that they can knock us off and beat us. It kind of makes their year.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And, it's a good feeling to know that your program's at that level. But hey, what you did in the past, as they say, if it ain't broke, break it, because we gotta achieve next year even beyond what we did this time.
So when you sit down and make out your schedule, do they invite? I don't know how golf works. Do they invite you? Do you call up and say we'd like to come, or they say based on your success? I always think in my mind like the Arby's Classic. Okay, you're a really good basketball program, so they seek you out. So if you're a really good golf program, do these tournaments say, "Hey, Milligan, like I said, you come play"?
Yeah, Tom, that's a great observation, because the women's team's been nationally ranked for the last 7 or 8 years, and we get lots of invitations based upon that ranking.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, we took the girls to Los Angeles this year for a big tournament out there, and again, that was because only the top 25 teams were invited to that.
Wow.
So that occurs, and then we also like to go to good places and play, so we seek out tournaments that are going to be in nice places and on good tracks. We go to Seattle and Georgia. The girls went to California. The guys went to Miami, Florida. So we try to get them in good tournaments on good tracks.
Where do you practice here? Pine Oaks?
No, the folks at Elizabethton are great to us, and Johnson City Country Club.
Johnson City Country Club?
Yeah.
So you got two places to practice: Elizabethton Golf Course and Johnson City, which is awesome. That's a great partnership too to help out Milligan, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and we're grateful for both. Both places are really good to us, and so we like to split it up. We'll put maybe the women will be at Elizabethton one day, and that day the men would be at Johnson City, so we can keep the numbers 2 or 3 tee times is all we need per team.
Yep. Do you have any coaches to help you, or are you the Lone Ranger?
I'm the Lone Ranger. I'm
There you
pulling
go.
this thing off all by myself, and I love every minute of it. And,
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. How many years you been here?
37.
37 years
Yeah.
as a golf coach?
Now, when I came, Tom, in 1987, all the coaches had 2 duties. So I was the men's basketball coach and the men's golf coach. So in 2010, we added the women's program, and I slid over full-time to doing men's women's golf and relinquished the basketball. I did men's basketball for 20 or 21 years.
Oh, I remember. So
Yeah.
I knew you did basketball.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. And nothing like a Saturday afternoon at Steve Lacy House to watch a basketball game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Come in here and get a slab of pizza and some nachos and watch a doubleheader of hoops.
Yeah.
So,
Good stuff.
yeah. Man, I'm glad you stopped by. I know you're busy, and we asked we could get you to come up here. You did. So thank you, sir, very much. Appreciate you.
Double T, always good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do for Milligan.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. My honor. Quick break. We'll come right back after this. We'll be ready to wrap this thing up right after this time out from one of our great sponsors, and let's go up here and find him. It will be the good folks at Carter County Bank, one of the great sponsors here on the campus. Where is it? It's called Carter County Bank. There it is. On the Tom Dillon Sports Show. We'll be right back after you see this.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Is a 3-story antique mall, huge. We have like over 50,000 square feet and over 50 different vendors, all kind of with their own little niche. It sort of feels like walking back into the past.
Amen.
You can see things from all decades. We have glassware and kitchen things, and then we also have tools and jars and bottles and lots of sports memorabilia. Even the local Elizabethton, some of the local guys who were here, Jason Witten, there's some of his cards and different items in there as well.
Hours you're open at Duck Crossing.
We're open 11 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and then 10 to 6 on Saturdays. We stay open later whenever they have the car shows on Saturday nights or for the First Friday events.
Yep. Social media, how do we find you?
We are on Facebook at Duck Crossing Elizabethton, and then on Instagram we are Duck Crossing Antiques.
Yep. One of our sponsors is Cyclone Sports. Got to check them out. I buy stuff there all the time. Mystic House and the good folks at Duck Crossing Antique Mall in downtown Elizabethton. Sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Real simple. A lot of furniture stores out there. Why come shop at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings?
One of the biggest reasons people really rave about is 95% of every piece of furniture you see in our store, you can have it tomorrow. Don't wait 6 weeks. You can have it tomorrow. We're a firm believer in having stuff in stock. We have a 31,000 square foot warehouse, which is a huge warehouse. It's actually one of the largest warehouses of any furniture store in the Tri-Cities. And it's full of furniture. And we keep it that way because we want you to be able to come in, select it today, enjoy it tomorrow. It's not the same day. Sunday, sometimes we deliver the same day. So
it's just that simple, folks. So phone number to get a hold of you is
423-543-6937.
How do we find you on social media?
Just look under Facebook, look under Cannon Furniture. It will pop up everywhere. Also on Facebook, we're running specials all during the week. You'll see maybe some of them may be limited quantities, it's short period, but they're crazy prices. Like that chest you were talking about, $147 for a chest it's a crazy price, and it'll probably be gone within a few hours. But we're always running specials like that. Our website is cannonshomestore.com. We are improving it every day. We're going to make some major changes to our website. We're excited about that.
It's all right here, folks, in downtown Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local, buy Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Great sponsor, proud sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. And Michael, the Tom Douglas Sports Show, going to wrap this thing up again. Thanks for being with us here on this Thursday. Tomorrow at Food City, brand new set of gas ready to roll. Let's wrap it up as well as do with the verse of the day. We'll dedicate our show to the men hung on the cross. And today, certainly no different. Brendan Sweeney, Bill Robinson, and Tony Wallingford have been our guests. We appreciate them very much being on the show. Here's the verse of the day. Lamentations 3:25 says, "The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him." There you go. Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. There you go. That's your verse today. Lamentations out of the Old Testament, Lamentations 3:25. Thanks for watching the show. Back with you tomorrow at Food City. Have a good Thursday. We'll stop just a smidge early. Got to get somewhere. So if you want to say thanks for being on the show or watching the show, be sure to like and share it. Countdown to Cyclone football, 78 days, 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 33 seconds. For the Cyclones in Science Hill, August 22nd at Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City. It'll be here before you know it. It's already clicking off. We're down to 78 days. So tomorrow will be, of course, 77 days. Puts it down to 11 weeks to kickoff. So it's here or getting here pretty quickly. So anyway, thanks for watching the show. Again, College World Series Game 2 tonight. Texas Tech's got to keep it alive or Texas will win it. The NBA Finals tonight, Golden State. Listen to the Golden State, Oklahoma City and Indiana will be Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight. And, of course, let's see what's going on with Braves baseball real quick. They are playing as we speak. Afternoon special against Arizona.
And let's see if we got an update on that before we boogie out of here. Scores. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Baseball. 1-0 Braves at the end of the second inning. Bravos leading 1-0 over Arizona. Braves losing again last night. They are 6 under 500. They're struggling. Holmes on the mound for the Braves this afternoon, and they lead 1-0 at the end of the second inning. Back tomorrow. Again, thanks for watching the show. As we tell you, as always, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2302 today from Milligan University Basketball Camp. Again, 2 more sessions. Go to the website, get your children signed up, and it'll be guys or girls all the way through high school. You can be a part of the camp, and you can go to milliganbuffs.com, hit the camp tab, and scroll down and see basketball camps. So you got 2 more sessions in July to get your youngsters out here. It runs Monday through Friday for a week, and that last day is a half a day. That's when the parents come in tomorrow and see all the skills and all the different things they do tomorrow, and a half a day. Then everybody gets pizza. It's a really good way to end it at the camp. All the kids get basketballs, and every kid gets a T-shirt, and so it's a really cool thing, too. All right, thanks for watching the show. Back with you again tomorrow from Food City in Elizabethton. We'll say, as we always do, bloom where you're planted and win or lose. Be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2302 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live today from Milligan